morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Alright, for our instrumentation today, on the soprano line, stems up on the treble clef, we'll have flutes 1 and 2, oboe 1 and 2, clarinets 1 and 2, and trumpet 1. On the alto line, we will have clarinet 3, alto sax, trumpet 2 and 3, and horn. On the tenor line, we will have tenor sax, both trombone parts, and bassoon. And on the bass line, we will have euphonium, tuba, and bass clarinet. And also, I'd like to clarify, on the very last note, the bass clef divides into 3 parts. And for that, I would like tenor sax and trombone 1 on the top note, and, trombone 2 and bassoon on the middle note, and then bass voices on the bottom note. Everyone get that? Mm-hmm. Good. We are ready to start.
Take away your baton grip. You have some extra batons underneath. Okay, so make sure that you're gripping the baton. Okay. Listen to the difference in your chord. Play the last chord and then tell me why it's different. Okay. Last chord.
Got a bigger gesture into it. Wider, I guess?
Okay. And the first time when I conducted, what did you notice? Was I relaxed?
No.
Not really, kind of tense. Everybody stand up. Think of holding a beach ball. I don't know where this came from, but this is something we
Alan McMurray.
Okay, there we go. If you're holding a beach ball, then you're very relaxed. Now hold a bowling ball. Now we get tense because we already feel that weight. Now hold that beach ball again. It gives you a sense of buoyancy, yet fullness in your conducting. That we don't have any pterodactyl arms, which we've had a couple times already with people in the class, okay? Which shows tension, okay? So let's, okay, have a seat. So let's try that again. And make sure that you're holding that baton that we discussed. Got more from the tips. So the fingertips of the left hand are even with the finger, with the tip of the baton. Okay?
The whole piece or just
Let's start it again. When you take a breath, how long do you hold your breath before you play the saxophone?
I don't hold my breath.
That's good, but you just did.
Right.
And if you do that, they're going to start doing it, which is not a very good thing. So whenever you conduct, guys, just breathe like you're playing your own instruments, okay? And Sam, breathe as if you're playing with an orchestra, okay? So that you're not early. So breathe as if you're playing your instrument, and all that will go away. Again. Do you really want a crescendo there? Okay. So you showed a crescendo you didn't want, and you didn't respond to them when they didn't give it to you. Okay?
Right.
So, I took your score away because I don't think you need it. And I also took your score away because when you started to conduct, your head went down. Notebook. So the last thing you want to do is conduct and have your head go down at the beginning of the piece, because if that happens, they're not going to watch you. You can be the greatest conductor in the world and make that one little mistake, and then they're never going to see you. Here's your note. You have to know the most important times to have really good eye contact with your players and expect to have their eyes as well. One of those times is as a piece begins. You should never be in the score. Another time is just before an important entrance occurs. You should have people's eyes. And then, shortly after that entrance has occurred, you should also have their eyes, because they should be saying to you, "How was that? Did you like that?" And you should be telling them with your face what you thought. Two more. Maybe you guys have some more to add. Two more. When something goes amazingly well with a soloist or something, you want to have eyes to congratulate. And conversely, if something goes spectacularly wrong, you want to have everybody's eyes to have a nice moment of reflection. What am I forgetting? Is that about it? About it? Okay. Can we just try it again?
Yes.
Thinking about that? Okay, great. All right, here we go. You'll learn how to write fast in this class. That was speaking slow for me. That was really slow. You couldn't mess the guys. It was really slow. Here we go. Okay, tip down. And we're still forgetting. Take the left hand in your, and now put it, and turn it. Sometimes we have these hangings. We have extra batons. Okay, there you go. That was great. Situation that you had at the beginning worked really well that time. You responded. You lived in the 3 time zones, ever briefly, but you were there. We could all see that. And then later you wanted the crescendo again, and you showed it a different way. You showed it kind of with your face and with a larger right hand, a larger pattern, and they followed that as well. It was very good. You were able to take a lot from that today. Nice job. Comments, please.
Yeah, Andrew.
It got better as you went along, but he was talking about tension, and you looked very tense as soon as you walked in the coach. And I say that because I'm sure I did too, and I was having that problem as well. But it was like your shoulders were tense, and your elbows were in, you're just conducting like this, and I felt like Dr. Ross was saying it got so much better.
Miranda.
Be confident in your gestures, because you obviously prepare. Because I mean, I know you prepared. We were talking about this piece, and but that's something that I need to work on too. Is being confident with my gestures. Believe in what you're doing and communicate with the ensemble. Catch our eyes if we're not doing what you want us to do.
Notebook. Miranda brings up a very important point. Kind of an ideal for a conductor. Well, really an ideal for anything that you do. Write this down verbatim. Believe so strongly. This is from HR Room, because I know someone's going to ask me. Believe so strongly in what you believe that others will believe it too. And if you think about any great teacher that you've ever had or currently have, they all have that in common. They all have different things too, but they have that in common. Believe so strongly in what you believe that others believe it too. Other comments?
Darby.
The last time when you did the crescendo, I knew crescendo because of your face, and that's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah,
Your left hand, all of your fingers are together, and that's fine for like drum majoring, but you can let your left hand be more free and open, and that may relieve some of the tension that we're feeling from you as well.
You can tuck from the tip of the stick very well. And especially going off what Andrew said, when Dr. Ross had you do that beach ball thing, and you kind of, as Craig Kirchhoff says, smile with the torso, opening your shoulders up and opening your being to them, I mean, it was 10 times better. And then they were able to see exactly what you wanted right away. And then I go along with the idea of just believe in everything, every gesture that you make. Because you had some of them that, I mean, you came over and you were cueing some sections, and that they were, especially over here in low brass, they were like, whoa, what's going on? So believe in it, because you were kind of like, and they kept going. So be with it, make sure they're playing the way you want that to
Notebook.
sound.
Yeah, let's delve into that a little more because that's an important point. It's called staying in the cue. Okay, I'm really glad you brought that up. When you stay, well, first of all, we were talking about this yet. The 4 parts of a cue. All right. So here's the 4 parts of the cue. All right. The first part of the cue is initiating eye contact with the person or section with which you're cueing. And the cue might be an entrance, or it might be a dynamic shift, or it might be a stylistic change, whatever the cue might be. Okay? So you initiate eye contact. The second part of a cue is the people see the cue and they understand the cue and they respond appropriately to the cue. Okay? The third part of a cue is whatever it was that you showed them, whatever gesture you showed, was exaggerated by your players. So not only do they respond, they exaggerate their response. And number 4, you respond to their response. Because they should be looking at you thinking, how was that? Was that loud enough? Was that soft enough? Was that short enough? Long enough? Heavy enough? Light enough? Bright enough? Dark enough? Fast enough? Slow enough? Pretty much covers it. Okay? The 4 parts of the cue. Now, when I say staying into a cue, look up here. A cue isn't now. A cue is how. Okay? So a cue does not show now. A cue should show how. Not just when to play, but how the people should play that you're cueing. So a cue is for how, not now. Okay? Great. Thank you very much. Nice job. Darby, what are we doing?